Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice, and if you're new here, then welcome. Today's video is my natural hair growth journey video, and I'm so excited to share my journey with you guys. And the intent for this video is also to inspire and motivate you to continue on and push through your own personal natural hair growth journey, or to start if you haven't started your journey yet. I also want to take a quick second to thank everyone who subscribed thus far, and if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, please do click that subscribe button down below and the bell notification. I would hate for you to miss out on any future videos. And now that that is all said and done, let's get into the video. It wouldn't be a proper hair growth journey video if I didn't start from the very beginning, which is my childhood. I've always had a head full of hair, and the commentary around my hair was always that it was thick, that it was full, and that it would expand so big when you'd add just the slightest bit of water to it. Mom would add a lot of accessories to my hair, like flowers and bows and beads and barrettes, anything to add more beauty to my hair. And I don't remember having any negative opinions or even opinions at all about my hair during this time. I wasn't yet influenced by society or culture to make me believe that I was less than, or that my hair was less than anyone else's simply because of its texture. This is my lovely mother, and I thought it would be important and in a way responsible to share both of my parents with you, particularly their hair. Because obviously I inherited my hair from both of them. Both mom and dad, my lovely father that you see here, have a head full of healthy hair, and I inherited that from them. So while genes do play a huge part in your hair, retaining your hair length is a whole different conversation, and that takes technique, which we will talk about in a different video. But I will also touch on it at the end of this video as well. A lot of my preteen and teenage year pictures are in my parents' possession, but I wanted to share some pictures of hairstyles that were really popular during that time. For example, these straw curl sets. We would set our hair with straws, and they would produce these spiral curls all over our hair. So that was very popular during that time. Everyone had a perm, including myself. And it wasn't until I was about a sophomore or junior in high school that I decided I didn't want to get perms anymore, but I was still going to wear my hair straight. So my beautician would give me a hard press, and she would press my hair and flat iron it to the point where it looked like I had a perm. But I didn't have a perm. I wasn't using the chemicals on my hair any longer. And because I used so much heat on my hair, I was damaging it a lot. It looked nice and it looked stylish, but I wasn't retaining a lot of length. I would get my ends clipped pretty often, but as you can see, my hair just kind of stayed just past shoulder length. And I was always curling it or applying the hot comb to my edges just to make sure that I always looked like I had a perm. So after I graduated college, my hair care routine didn't change up that much. I was still technically natural, but I was putting so much heat on my hair that I was damaging it. I did retain a little bit more length at this period of time, as you can see, but not by much. I switched up my style a little bit and got some bangs just to try that out. Didn't last very long, but overall, the desire for my hair was for it to just be as straight as possible and to look like I had a perm. Once I moved to New York City, I started frequenting the Dominican beauty salons, and they would blow my hair out and give me a nice curl, but after a while it became pricey. So I started doing my hair on my own for the first time. And during this process, I started to retain a lot more length than I ever had before, and I started to see a lot more growth. I was then introduced to the crimping iron, which became my best friend when styling my hair. So after I would press my hair, I would then go in with a crimping iron to give the look of a nice full head of wavy hair. and it would look like my hair was naturally wavy, but it was not. I was actually damaging my hair a lot more by adding the extra heat to it. But during this time, the natural hair community wasn't as present, so there was not much conversation around taking care of your hair and health of black hair. So I didn't care that I was damaging my hair, I just really wanted it to look good. So even though I was damaging my hair by using excessive heat, I was still retaining a lot of length because I was doing my hair on my own and being a lot more gentle on my hair than past beauticians were. And I was also drinking green juices and fruit and vegetable juices. Juice bars were so popular in the city at this time. And I think both of those things contributed to the overall length retention for my hair, but I was still damaging my hair. I also started using clip-ins to add some length and volume to my hair on occasion, and that became one of my favorite styles as well. Even though I was wearing my hair long and straight during this time, the natural hair community was really starting to make a name for itself online. And I wanted my hair to look like a lot of the girls that I saw on YouTube, but I lacked the skills and the tools to really get my hair to perform the way that theirs did. So instead, I would buy wigs that looked like natural hair and resembled what I wanted my natural hair to look like, instead of really taking the time to learn my natural hair texture. Once I moved to Los Angeles, I began to have setbacks with my hair. The temperature in LA was just always so hot, and it was hard for me to maintain press and curls like I did back on the East Coast. And my hair started to break a bit, so I just slowly started to cut my hair. And I ultimately cut it really, really short and started to embrace my natural hair texture. During this time, the natural hair community was very present, and I felt more confident wearing my natural hair. I still didn't have all of the tools, but I was learning, and my hair was shorter than it had ever been, but I didn't mind. I also wasn't watching YouTube as much, so I didn't feel a pressure of having long hair. At that time, it wasn't necessarily about how long your hair was. It was simply that you're wearing your natural hair. You know, regardless if it was short or long, it didn't really matter. I feel like there's a lot of attention now placed on how long your hair is and if it's tailbone length or whatever have you. But at this time, I wasn't really concerned with that. I was just happy that my hair was growing and it was full, and it just felt a lot healthier than it really had ever felt before. Now, I did still experience frustration. My natural hair was very frustrating, and I had days where it just seemed like my hair was not cooperating with me, and it wasn't performing in the way that I wanted it to. It wasn't upholding in the way that I wanted it to. And so I reverted back to what felt comfortable to me, and that was wearing wigs. And though a lot of these wigs were bad wigs, I still loved the familiarity that it gave me, the sense of comfort that I had wearing these wigs. I did this for months and months on end, and I would just take my wig off whenever I needed a wash, and then I would just throw a wig back on. Sometimes I would wear crochets. I wore those a lot, but nevertheless, the fact was I just got very frustrated with my natural hair, and it seemed impossible to get it to cooperate long enough for it to make sense that I would wear my hair out. What I didn't realize that I was doing was that I was giving my hair at least, the time and space that it needed to really flourish. And at one point, I looked at my hair and I noticed how much it had grown in length, how voluminous it was at this point, more voluminous than I had ever seen it been. So I knew that I was on the right track in my natural hair journey. I knew I was doing something right. And I figured that the main thing that I was doing is that I wasn't over manipulating it. Number one is that I'm quite lazy when it comes to my hair, admittingly. I don't wash my hair that often. I wash it a lot more now than I did during this time when it was growing so quickly. mainly because it was just very difficult to wash my hair. It took a lot of time and patience. As you can see, it started to get really thick. And so I just wore wigs. I wore wigs a lot. And the more that I wore wigs and the more that I kept my hands out of my hair, the more it would grow. My hair just seemed to really flourish and grow at a rate that I was just not expecting. It was a pleasant surprise, but it wasn't something that I anticipated at all. And before I knew it, I looked up and my hair was waist length or almost waist length. And I would cut my ends about twice a year whenever I would stretch it. I wasn't using a lot of heat at all. And I just have to say, I was just so surprised with how my hair was responding to just leaving it alone. And for the first time in a while, I felt very connected to my childhood. It felt like I was wearing the hair of my youth. Now, before I let you guys go, I do want to leave you with a couple bullets for all of you who are embarking on your natural hair journey and or those who are already on your natural hair journey, but might just need a few nuggets to help push you along. Here they are. 1, don't over manipulate your hair. Leave your hands out of your hair for as much as you can. Obviously wash it, but you don't need to do too much to it for it to grow. Number 2, don't obsess over your hair growth. It is going to grow. Number 3, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's hair is different. And I know a lot of people like to throw their natural hair routine on you, and it can be frustrating when you don't see your hair perform in the same way that someone else does. Someone else's hair does, even though you're using the same routine. Understand that your hair is different and might require something different, and that's okay. Number 4 is to focus on your overall hair health. Take a look at your hair strands and see how they're responding to products and to water. Take a look and see if your hair is dehydrated or what it is that it needs, regardless of how long it is, because again, your hair is going to grow if it's healthy. And number 5, don't stress. Stress can cause hair loss, and nobody wants that. I hope that was so helpful for you. I am so grateful that you have watched to the very end of this video, that you made it this far. Thank you so much. Your support is much appreciated. If you have not subscribed, please take a second to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thank you to everyone who participated in the giveaway. As you can see here, this is how I selected the 2 winners. The first winner is Adama, A-D-A-M-A. And the second winner is Messy Mathematician. So congratulations, ladies, and shoot me an email. My email is in the description box. Shoot me an email and I'll make sure that you get your prizes. See you guys in the next video. Bye.